Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being on this channel where we are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. And this video is about narcissistic abuse and your spiritual journey, right? Because a lot of people ask things like, why does God let this happen? Is this part of my destiny? It felt like a soulmate, right? Here's what I say. The reason your soul, God, the universe allows this to happen is because they want you to use it towards your evolution and growth, right? A catalyst for your evolution, to find your power, basically. That's why it's allowed sometimes, right? Because if we're not actively choosing evolution, growth, our spiritual expansion, if we have, we've come on this planet to evolve, and if you're chosen to evolve and you're chosen to connect with your spirituality, then if you're not actively growing, then the universe may throw you some curveballs, some catalysts. And even if you are choosing it, it might even be like in my life where there's even more adversity for you to step into a leadership role and into your highest power and truth and authenticity. So that's why it's allowed. But it wasn't meant to derail you. It wasn't meant to get you stuck. It wasn't meant to be where you stay. It was meant to tell you to trust your intuition, to claim your power, to heal the wounds, to break the vows, to actually get up and be yourself authentically and receive from life what you truly want in your heart, to not put on a mask, to not be fake, to not be a people pleaser, to demand and command your own life, right? And this is a very big spiritual lesson. Some people think spirituality is all love and light. Let me explain what spirituality is. It's the ability to choose faith in a higher power, in a higher source, in a higher purpose when it seems impossible. Faith does not exist unless it looks like it's not working, right? You're only gonna know if you truly have faith when you're tested. In every scripture, we hear stories, right? We hear stories of what it means to take our power back. We hear about what the darkness is. We hear about deception, confusion, deceit, lies, the land of the narcissist, right? The one that tries to destroy you, and the good in you, the light in you. So it's not romantic, right? You do not need a narcissist. I've made many videos on this to evolve, but if you're not choosing the level of growth that your soul wants, you're gonna be given the same lesson over and over and over again. And it's time that you decide who you are. Like, are you going to choose the highest version of yourself, or do you want the world to keep coming at you with these battles to try and force you? Because your soul has like a mission, which means if you're not actively evolving, right? And a lot of us don't know what that means. We don't know about personal development. We don't know how to evolve. So come into Sovereign in my work if you want to, because you'll start releasing old baggage. You'll start going into your ascension. And actually, I think in the collective right now, there is a call for us to ascend even faster than before. Maybe that's why I'm talking faster in this. But like, you only know how much faith you have when it's tested. So many people say, oh yeah, I have faith and I believe. And that's great on a good day. It's so easy then when things are going our way. But what about when your fears come in? What about when you're faced with adversity? What about when you are being tested to see if you still believe, right? When people come at you, when things go wrong, when you are in poverty, when your consciousness could literally dip down to a dark level where you've been before, where you don't ever want to go back there again, right? Can you bring yourself up from that? Can you ascend from anything? Can you choose your power? Can you choose your authenticity? Can you choose yourself? This is the invitation. Do you need a narcissist for this? No. But if your soul came on a mission to reach a certain level of ascension and we're not actively evolving, we're still saying yes when we mean no, we're still not trusting our intuition, we're still setting very poor standards for our life, then yes, the universe, God, your creator, the source, may push you to choose, may push you. As human beings, we're very strange, really, right? Because we often, sorry, I don't know if everyone knows, we often will not make a move unless we're pushed. We get comfortable in discomfort, right? What about if we chose our greatness when we don't have to? That's the hardest thing. Like, people talk about this all the time in personal development, that going from good to great is hard because you don't have pain there. You have comfort there, right? But if you're watching me, I'm sure you came to choose some level of greatness in your life. I'm sure you were spiritually attuned and chosen to be on a mission and be true to yourself. If you're watching me, then there must be a reason for it, because I attract those types. people who have got a light, who are here to spread light in the world. Now, that you don't have to be on a stage or on YouTube to do that. You know, just in your community is enough. Every one of us that comes into our faith, that comes into our authentic power, causes a ripple effect to every person we meet in our community, in our family, and then they cause a ripple effect. So don't underestimate the power of you, the power of you self-actualizing or working towards that. If you want to come into sovereign do, it's such an ascension process. It's such an ascension process to set boundaries. It's such an ascension process to set new standards for our life. It's such an ascension process to be faced with terrible adversity that it can be brutal sometimes on this, right? My life has been brutal on so many levels, but that's also what's given me some kind of mastery as well in my gifts. You know, for every trouble I have been through, I've also been heightened in my psychic abilities, heightened in my ability to have clients where I can do energy activations and clearings. I can literally clear out karma. I can literally help them ascend. I can move their energy into their soul's purpose, right? So with every adversity comes a gift, but are you willing to use it? Are you willing to choose faith? Are you willing to say yes? Is spiritual ascension like floating on a cloud with an angel? No. Sometimes it's spiritual warfare. We read it in the scriptures. Not all of it though. And there is also bliss. The highs are higher and the lows might be lower, but the stability we can find as we keep ascending, because the rock bottoms never get as low again and the highs get even higher. So like the difference between the highs and the lows is always increasing, right, on this path. But don't think it's without challenges. Life is not like that. It's not like people think, you know, I get past this and nothing bad should happen. I made a post on the community around that. If there's nothing wrong with you or your manifestations, if something you perceive as bad is happening, life is always asking you to be greater, to come into yourself and your power more. Because when you come into your power, you have power over yourself, your authenticity, the 3D world, with money, all that stuff. It's all about how much personal power am I willing to accept in myself? How much am I willing to heal, right? That's why I teach healing and evolution at the same time. Healing and personal development and spiritual development. Because if you just heal, right, it just doesn't hurt anymore. But what about your ascension? So that's interesting. I've got spots for one-on-one clients. I would get in now at the price before the new year because it's at a lower price. Lots of love, guys. Please keep liking, subscribing and sharing. I love you and I'll speak to you soon.